Namaste. Today we're going to be doing Ashwini Mudra, also known as horse tail. And we're also going to be incorporating Sphinx pose with Ashwini Mudra. And I'm really excited about this because Ashwini Mudra helps to strengthen the pelvic floor, and it also is good for like hemorrhoids or if you're experiencing diarrhea or constipation, because it's working on the downward flow of energy and kind of strengthening and keeping the energy where it's supposed to be. So, and in our Sphinx pose, we can incorporate that Ashwini Mudra as we're lengthening the spine and also strengthening that pelvic floor at the same time. So let's go ahead and begin. So I'm going to instruct Ashwini Mudra two different ways. And the first way I'm going to instruct it is on the inhale, holding the breath on the inhale. And that's typically how it's done. And then I'm going to instruct Ashwini Mudra on the exhale, holding it on the exhale. And the reasoning behind that is often if this is not a practice that you're used to, or if you're new to this, holding the breath on the inhale could be a little bit challenging and may cause some counterflow of energy, or maybe also known as probably reverse breathing. And that can show up as you may experience like belching or maybe indigestion if you hold your breath in too high. And so if that happens to you, then perhaps holding the breath on the exhale would be a good place for you to start. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin, and let's do just a few normal inhales and exhales just to get ourselves grounded and situated. So inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. One more time, inhale and exhale. Good. Now finding your comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take an inhale, and on the inhale, we're going to pause. Okay? And then it's kind of doing like Kegel exercises, but we're using our anal sphincter instead. So it might be challenging to kind of isolate that, and that's okay. That's perfectly normal. It may take a while for you to master Ashwini Mudra. So while you're holding your inhale, you're going to slowly contract and release the anal sphincter. Slowly contract and release, contract and release, as many times as you comfortably can without feeling like you need to gasp for air when you come out. So when you release Ashwini Mudra, you want to gently exhale and release. Okay. So let's try that together. Taking an inhale through your nose, keeping the breath nice and low, not too high, keeping it low, and then slowly contract and release the anal sphincter as many times as you comfortably can. And then slowly releasing Ashwini Mudra and then exhaling through your nose. Good. And you can do 3 rounds of this or up to 5 rounds, as many times as time permits for you. And so let's try this while we're holding our breath on the exhale. Okay. And then notice after you do a few rounds of Ashwini with the breath held in, notice if you're experiencing like any belching or indigestion. If so, then holding the breath on the exhale may be, as I said, a place for you to start this practice. Okay, so let's try that. Taking an inhale and an exhale, pause, and gently contract and release the anal sphincter. And then releasing, taking an inhale, letting it go. Good. And let's try that just one more time. Taking an inhale, exhale, contract and release the anal sphincter. And then slowly releasing on the inhale. Very good. Okay, so let's work our way down to our mat, coming onto our belly for Sphinx pose. Yeah, you want to prop yourself up on your elbows. And you want your elbows to be right underneath your shoulders. Okay? And your feet, let your feet just be relaxed, tops of your feet on your mat. You're going to keep your gaze forward. And you have this nice extension of your back. Okay? Now, while we're in our Sphinx pose, we're going to do Ashwini Mudra. Okay? So I'm going to let you choose whether you want to hold your breath on the inhale or the exhale. Okay. And let's go ahead and do 1 or 2 rounds together. Taking an inhale, exhale, and take 1 more inhale and exhale. Now, together, let's do this one on the inhale, Ashwini Mudra, okay? So inhaling, gently pause. Now slowly release, contract and release the anal sphincter. And then exhale, releasing. And notice how that felt for you. Now let's try the opposite. So let's try holding it on the exhale this time. So taking an inhale and an exhale, pause, and then contract and release the anal sphincter. And then releasing, now taking an inhale as you release that. Very good. Thank you for joining me. That was Ashwini Mudra, horse seal. I'll see you next time. Namaste.